Manifesting, manifesting. Hello, hello. Testing the mic. 1, 2, 1, 2. This is for all my Phoenix. So we all connected. You got to know that we got frequencies. People have introduced frequencies to people, although you can't possibly be introduced to frequency if you are now in this presence of frequencies. Frequencies comes from, it doesn't have, frequencies is, it's like, it's not even a sense. And we have multiple senses, of course, even more than what the books would tell you, of course. Because this world is made out of frequencies, vibrations. This energy is the source that manifests through the vibration. And this is why you could put yourself as of creation, you don't have any of these. You're in a different form, but you're living. So you got to think about everything else in the world. When you in that form, you connecting with everything else. Now, when you come out of form, then you out of the rim, right? You're supposed to connect the rim with the world that you're living in. It's the only way, because you come from that. You come from connecting from air, electricity, your body, how you think semen moves, how you think the egg operates. There's so much that it gets from sun, the moon, day and light. It switches off and on every day. That's a therapy within itself. Hot and cold. You could be around it all day and you're going to get energized, because that's the way the world, this realm works. So you are from this birth of nature. So in order for you to live well in this nature, you have to always know that you come from all of these different places in life, because it's part of life. You don't necessarily see the sun and say the sun is light, but you got to pay attention also, because they say it and then they don't. They don't say, the term of a star. It says a star dies when it dies. They use these terms because it's a living source. It has its own. You went through that path. You wasn't always a form of a human. A form of a human is just a human calling us human. And then whatever's on the books of what is, and then what is a system, doesn't necessarily fits you right in where you originally come from, and where this energy comes from. So you got to pay attention to your end, where that end comes from and where you coming out. So frequencies, then you don't even have to put words to it. You don't even have to you could go from that, and it's communication. That's why people like Tesla was able to communicate with different levels in places. Air, he understood the light. Like, there's no other person that you've seen that naturally induce themselves with electricity in and out, that everything came from that. It originated from understanding that people have a more connection with all the natural things. And when you see something like a phenomenon happen, then you have everybody putting their ones and twos into it. But the person that's telling you, you know what I'm saying, you're not really producing with that. At the end of the day, you go with Edison, it dies out, and people don't really fall into how man is really structured to do things and to connect with all the natural realms, because you came from it. You have to use it. It's there for you. So this is what this world is based on. Whether you live in Egypt, like more back, because I could check through the realm, more back, they were connected on more of they were connected more on REM. They wasn't connected outside of REM because they were moving. Everybody was doing the connections that they had to do for life, for themselves. They put a lot of that information out. It's just they didn't appreciate the information. People don't go for it for different. They split up for different reasons. I don't want to. There's no reasons to get to it because you here now. You don't have to go back. The whole point is that you understand that back then is giving you the same vibes because it did live like the way you were living now. Only that they probably have more enhancement because they didn't have more of the distraction of taking you out of your nature, and then you have more in society to take you into what is based on facts of medical and all these different fields that they have it in the box. They don't have it. They don't have your whole life in perspective to even doctor to it. As you see, there's a lot of just remedies that will get you 100% well where the field still lacks a greatness, and even can't even put a system of FDA up where if you have any doubts, they there because the nature of yourself doesn't go with half of the things they approve, or even more than half. You see, so the balance is way off, even for human intelligence from the fetus to now is way off. You don't even understand. It's like way off. It's good that we're living through things that could help us, although we're living through more of the things that can't not help us than what could help us. So it's not to blame anybody, point a finger at anybody. There are sources that one way because they are practicing in that way, but this is what happens with pandemics, crises, and stuff. That way always has to stand up in these times. Not sit down, not say nothing, and give an artificial care package on it when there's people with out of this doctor station and out of these systems, health system that can't do what others are doing and been doing. So you got to understand, you have to stand up in times like this. There can't be shut down of information and facts that could get us over and not have us back into these things. So as you see, this structure where we will have to go back into these things because what's really practicing is not the care that's going to keep us out of that zone and out of that box. So it's a boxed in health care system, basically. So it's not your all, it's way off. So that's what I'm saying. And then you have facts that are even used and people been having, like you have artists that been putting and different like people that have found out of the box things that do heal and don't put you in any predicament that you will need doctors to heal, to protect, to keep your body going and keep it 100. You know, and you could do your checkups because that's what we do. Then we go through the system to see if the checkup is accurate. 100% is cured. You can't even contest that that's what it is, and there's no conspiracy to that. Everybody believes that like a religion. So you can't go against what everybody's going to believe and what you know that is not a fact anymore, that was supposed to be a fact but never was, but it still is a system that keeps us suppressed and not in solutions and not in progress and moving forward. Facts. So I take this, and when I say I put the frequencies when people were being shut, they couldn't say a thing, then their only protection is to be able to say something in their voice. Now, we surpassed that with a lot of people. Happy birthday, Dr. Martin Luther King. Happy birthday to all the leaders that are here in frequencies that you could feel that. When I speak, people are not gonna say, damn, this guy is like untouchable with not touching anybody. Like, I touch the people that I need to touch. And the people that are not touched is because they have a Dr. Martin Luther King Day. They have a tribute, and that's good. But what they don't have is solutions. And what Dr. Martin Luther King had that everybody had before, like maybe like Tupac and Biggie, after that is all a different tool. They didn't just have the knowledge and all the information. Can't even contest now that you have all the information. You had an internet a long time ago. And people that want to be in control of systems like armies and militaries, they've been had all these technologies before. So they tested all of this before. So they already know what is out there, and they know what they holding on to. So nobody is here really on conspiracy theories. Is there people that do negative things around other people that don't wish things to happen? And are there crimes and things around that? Yeah. There's always going to be something that you will have to maintain. But this is what maintain means. You can't just say this is over, oh, this is not it, with no proof that that's not it, or no solution that that's not it, or no alternative than to give the same information that we gave. That frequency was given and that tool was given to those that actually took that step forward. After that step forward, it's like it's all repetitive if you don't have anything forward, like the tools they had, the tools that they had for their time, or for their time of being, was that they weren't able to put their voice out. Now, when they did, and they had certain people that did that, whether whether they're here or not, that is taken from the perspective of where we go and move forward. We are not moving forward when we're just telling everybody all the same information. I talked about this right now. Now everybody makes songs about what I said, and then the top artists are the ones that you know more. It's supposed to know more, but they don't say more. But then what I said already, and then what the frequencies you don't have tools to put somebody ahead that is not ahead and doesn't have that head. Just has a voice that others are catering to because they hear their music, or they have a visual that others are catering to because they see their contents, they see their movie. Then they want to put it on a visual, so when you go outside of your box, they put it on certain clothes or certain places. So now they advertising the whatever, and this is not a movement to go by. This is not something that you're gonna take from somebody because it's open to hear, and you feel like you're doing something. And I'm not saying I need that. I'm not putting my frequencies out for a tribute. I'm not here not even for a like, because what would a like do to the frequency that needs the catering to for whatever is going on in your life? The person that's really out there that wants that consciousness so people could pay attention to, whether it's for music or for statements out there, to put a label so people could tell or draw attention to, you have to have that in you in order to put it out there. You're only putting out information that's been there from others that actually use their tools. Their tools was their voice. Now, there is no, because you have all the information. Anybody and everybody, hello? Okay, so you know everything. Okay, Chat GPT, it knows everything. Now, being that you know everything, everybody knows everything, then the tool is is plain and simple. It is not what it was when people had their voice to put it in different perspective. Because all the information is out. It's just who could put the information out, right? Now it's not who. The information is all out. There's nothing there to act like you got that somebody else's and you're gonna take upon the time to take advantage of it. To profit from it is not to help the prophet that is seeking and is making the actions happen. So my tool to be in the REM and come out and pull the REM from what is happening is everything is being monetized. Everything is being into business. So if everything is just disregarding the frequency, whether it's going through music, through the artists and stuff, oh, he said frequencies, I'm going to put songs that say frequencies. But yet the message cannot be held like a Dr. Martin Luther King message would. That's why when all these things are happening, you want to be the number one on top to sell off of just words that don't have your frequencies with it. And you don't have the product and the tools to tell what is the differentiator to give you all likes, to give you all monetarians. It don't move. It don't go nowhere. It's going to stay the same. That's the repetitive side of people just taking advantage of others' light and contemplating on others' energy. Others take that as that's the energy they move, and then they try to, then the people that know that the real energy is coming, they try to suppress it with just using the people that are really being put out there, monetized, to monetize off of it, or to lead and to use a leadership over it. Now, when the speaker is speaking and he has the tool for the moment, for the time being, that all these leaders, like all the ones that did when the music needed it and had it, I put my music out. And everything that is envisioned in my music, it's already in my footsteps. It's already, I have the tool. I'm not just talking to you like I am that person. I be's that person. I don't have to validate that. You don't have to validate that. Now, there's no validation here when you just take it out of somebody that's going to put it into another body of another person and speak it like they held grounds on the frequency. No, because I tell you, you could have all the information. Chat GPT is there. Who's putting this information where it's supposed to be? Who is actually gathering what is really the things you need to put together? Because the chat doesn't have that. It doesn't have it at all. That's why when you have something and you ask it, it's actually like a human thing. It's just you asking it to do something is going to do it. It's going to be owner of that. Because you don't have those steps and those tools to bring that to life and claim that's you. You feel? That's how a person works. And technology, if you see how I told you what the body and what the mind is, you already know that people from computer is imitating how the brain works. And they have no idea on how the REM is because they would already had the REM in to be able to help people move with the energy within that body of information and how the brain is conveying the world, your nature is conveying the world of the nature into your body and out. Now you have an interference between how it goes in and out. And this is an alternative. That's why people are like on a program, on a system, and it's not really catering to your nature. So you're off your nature, and guess what? You're not going to progress. You're going to be repetitive, and then people are just going to copy, try to take and divert things that I say, and you're going to praise a person, and the person that actually needs funds, that actually needs the place, time, and dedication, you're going to suppress him for somebody that's going to keep you in a hole. Showing you money in a time like this doesn't bring that. So you could like how much money a person has right now. I could like go to all these texts, and none of these texts right now could put I could put you in where I'm at right now. I'm advanced. I'm advanced, that I got systems to prove that I'm advanced than what it is out there. Everything and anything. So I'm not going to put myself in a place where I'm anything less than that. So there's nobody in the room in the higher tech where all the trillions of monies that's going to put me where I have to really, I didn't even get a zinch. Not even of the money, not even a zinch of how it all works. And you already got a good little glimpse that when it comes to education, it doesn't just stop where people could just leave the colleges and then build the most profiling company of the world and one of the most wealthiest in the world. It's not. Because that's just like an inch of the system. That's just somebody like scratching their head and they put something in. That don't even put the people how you, because the technology is trying to get more. It's trying to keep up with the brain, how the brain functions. That's how things with flying. It was how nature brings things to fly. They studying birds. They studying the helicopters for the dragonflies. They studied. And what do you think these systems do to the nature? The nature looks, so you got in the sky. Are you connecting with everything else? Can we lead with you? Can we make our nature and our wellness together with you? No, we got to watch out for you because we could get into your damn, we could fly into accidentally, they pulls us into the engines, and we can't even do that. So they're looking at you, okay, you could fly. That's why I'm like, I don't put myself in a box. There's all these animals and things from Egyptians, and even Tesla told you about what he experiencing, and he said, forget about technology. There's things out here that are connected so much on so much levels that the REM doesn't have no excuses. It has everything. If you thought I came from the city that never sleeps, if you thought that I was gonna stop where the city never sleeps, when I know energy drives and they drive the cities and the people that came in, right? And not only that, I know how frequency works when it comes. Everybody that was leaving their countries, the Caribbeans, to make better, that ended up in certain places, that frequencies together, we ended up also in relationships. We also ended up together in places, and these frequencies, that's why these are also Phoenix, and they are 10 and up. And they are in different places. So what I'm trying to tell you is that I am well connected. And being that I am well connected, if you have a video on Dr. Sebi, let's say, because my thing goes like this. There's things with people with frequencies. There's things that he couldn't say because it was banned, from court and things like that. So he's not going to speak on things. But The thing is that you already, by the time he already put videos out there, I am already connecting, because he did say that the things that were leading him to the facts and the truth, to the healing, that of any sicknesses, viruses, and everything, he could cure and make it happen, is God. He said God led him to these certain places, these certain things. He followed what God wanted because it's nature. And he understood that nature speaks. It has a frequencies. Now, if you are on it, you could be on the realms of things. It's gonna take you there. I have tools, like my tools. See, Dr. Sebi just didn't speak the truth. His tool, and for his time, it wasn't to speak the truth. Because we already have all the information. He has information he put together that's already out. God put it out there for us, for all of us, to put it in perspective, so we could see that it's all there. That's why that's not a philosophy. That's facts. That's what he put out. So when he's in videos telling you check this and check that, because he can't really speak on it. I don't want to. It's not about him and pointing a finger or who can, who not. But I could see it all, because I could read the frequencies. And Dr. Sebi even said, family comprehended such and such. So it's not even about to go there. But I could see that even through family, his words and the message is not even, they're not complying. They're not going with it, because they're not frequencies with it. No matter what, I haven't even gone to the field to check, to put my information into that field that I already know, because he conveyed it through frequency, what I'm already looking into. And then I said, he was connected to the REM. He had to be connected to the REM, and then he says it, but he's not gonna say REM. He's gonna say, look, these things they were put there, and I was moving soul, and I got to that this way. You gotta believe that, because he got that. Now, when I say I got these tools, and there's nothing in this world that connects it to it, not even a bit of creating things to stabilize the mind, body, and connection to the REM, that keeps me in tune with everything from the past to the future that's gonna happen, because I'm creating. So I have tools. I'm not just speaking now. Dr. Sebi had his tool. It's not just saying, oh, I know the cure to that. He proved it. Dr. Martin Luther King didn't just say, I have a dream. He stood by it when nobody could talk on it. Now, he opened that door for everybody to talk. Now, everybody wanted to talk. Now, everybody just want to talk. Now, you think that's your tool? You don't have a tool. Now, you think just grabbing celebrities to play along with this whole thing so everybody could be on this program, Out of Nature, society that you create out of the REM, and you praise that, and you put money on that. And there's nobody since all these pandemics, since these things happening, has ever put anything out there. Don't have any tools other than to talk about what the next person just said, and they feel because this person was going to put something out that he got to be on top of this person. He put it out first. Oh, this person looks, I'm not going to look like the person that's putting out cash out there, because that was irrelevant since the pandemic. I said, so then what are you, where are you going from all of this? Because even the billionaires are out. And they're getting supplement from the government. The same people that are over here talking about crimes and in the streets, they're not in the streets, they're collecting government supplements. But they don't have anything for but superficial connection to people, and then What they're gonna use content creator because everybody is just watch since the pandemic just watching. So these are the people you're gonna go to, and content and whatever people put out is gonna grab your attention to it, and you don't got anything else since the pandemic to put out. I tried this, I tried that. Yeah, you all do. That's why it becomes the rest. But then you try a whole lot of everything else that gets you good, and the rest is irrelevant until me and others actually are pushing it through, and then everybody wants to come in and say, "Oh yeah." When you suppressing me with using me, just like the unlawful militants and the services and the servants that I've mentioned, it ain't no different. So no, don't act like you're gonna get it because I said it. I said it. I have a tool. I move with that. You don't have anything for that, and everybody sees that through your whole operations. Also, your militants to suppress me, put me down mentally, physically, economically.